from him, anyways.
Good, that's that. We wait, I suppose.
Yeah, I think waiting is what we're supposed to do.
It does take a bit of waiting until the bored patrons in the bar eventually decide that they want to be bored at home or rather elsewhere. And as the tavern is essentially empty for at least a moment or a bit more, the barkeep approaches you with a sort of questioning look.
You know, a clarification, like, for how long that might have taken to wait, just so I know my character's mindset, like, going into this after the wait.
Long enough to feel like a long time, like an hour or two.
Oh, Jesus. Then, like, 20 minutes into it, Fancy would begin, like, to complain about being bored, basically.
An hour in, she's, like, rolling on the floor.
But she's like the child thing of, like, are we there yet? Like looking angrily at the barkeep, like glaring at him, like expecting that.
Grab Will supply with. I think we're waiting for the other customers to leave.
But can't we just tell them to go?
Throw them out.
It's our town, scrub.
Get out.
I don't want to spend too much time on it since I know Jonas is eager to fucking do something, but I just wanted to know how bitchy she would be.
Gonna find someone we're gonna throw down.
Start a fight.
No,
but all that time, she's pissed. She's Fancy's equivalent of pissed.
Well, as the patrons leave, the barkeep will essentially approach your table or wherever you're waiting, sit down with you. Nod towards Graham again. Look at all of you. You're from Freedom's Hold then, from Ace. What's up?
We are looking for an individual that goes by the name of Granath. He is somehow embroiled or employed within the grey bureaucracy.
The heavy-set barkeep scratches a long beard. Suppose I could try to find out more about him, or rather have someone find out more about him. Why exactly are you interested in him? You need to find him. He is probably at the office.
We need to find him in a place where we can talk to him, where he is not surrounded by a lot of grey fanatics that could back him up.
Planning kidnapping, I see. Suppose I can try to find out where he lives. Gives you a look.
Anakin looks back. Yes.
I mean, this is the part where you tell me what's in it for me.
This is the part where you tell me what it costs.
You haven't been in this business long, have you? But
Fancy looks up from the ceiling and says, "The last time we were in this business, we paid in promises."
I don't work that way. I want cash.
Fine.
Finding out where he lives, easy enough. 100.
All right.
Fancy thinks to herself,
Fancy
thinks to herself, "Wow, he's terrible at this bargaining thing." Like she's about to like say something. All right. Fancy like lowers her hand.
No, Anakin plops down 100. Plonk. There we go. Get to work.
Fancy was like in the middle for like reaching
with disgust,
for her.
like ugh.
Fancy was like in the middle for like reaching for her purse and like stops. Like
I mean, you know, if no one stops him, he's not. He's like, I don't know. I can't. I'm not an underhanded negotiator.
I know. That's great. It gets to the point. It speaks about Enriken's character and perhaps his impatience now too.
Well, the barkeep with barely suppressed brief surprise pockets the pouch or whatever you give him, nods. Should take not too long. Come back tomorrow. He'll probably return to wherever he lives tonight when his shift or whatever ends.
Sounds good to me. See you tomorrow then.
He nods at you, looking visibly more happy than before, as he returns to behind the bar.
Anakin will look at the others, to nod towards the exit, questioningly.
Fancy's up. Power walks out the door.
We'll leave
Goes well.
Yeah, let's move on.
and come back tomorrow.
Yes.
Fancy cheers at finally getting up and doing something.
Like going home to bed.
So exciting.
Been waiting for so long to sleep.
She's probably nodding off at the tavern. Like,
How many
Fancy or snoring.
She dreams of rainbows.
Colorful roofs.
Unicorns
Great
flying
buildings.
through the air. Children dancing, frolicking
So
in
long
the
as-
meadows.
So long as she's not dreaming of fives coming back to haunt her, I'm fine with that. I can accept anything else.
Okay then.
I have
Well-
nothing I want to do before the next day.
Me neither.
Well, skipping
I might
ahead
have,
then
but-
to the evening of the next day. Entering the tavern once again, the barkeep does give you a nod of greeting and then gestures to a table with one stereotypically shady-looking person sitting
Oh.
on it.
Oh, Fancy is so glad for that, because she was already complaining, like, on the way there, like, they make us wait for another hour, Graham. I will give them a stern talking to.
Grim has no interdiction to that. I'm not used to this kind of thing either.
Dimas is still nursing his hangover for,
I imagine he sort of is there, and then he isn't there, and then he is there. Just sort of.
He should really be doing all of this, really. Like, I mean, this is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Having a necromancer do the iota.
You're so
Anakin-
charismatic.
Anakin mumbling to himself.
Yeah.
And we'll sit down with shady character.
Right. The shady character will lift his hood slightly.
Ah!
Looking
Oh,
towards
that's
the barkeep.
terrifying. I've seen some shit, but
Who the barkeep will nod essentially back towards the shady character, who seems to take that as yes, those are the people. As he'll tell you the following things. Finding out where Granath lives was easy enough. He simply walked in there and asked. His house, however, will likely stay unused for quite a while, as he has no family, and he is currently engaged in some long-running meditation of sorts that will go on for at least another 2 weeks. So in that time, he will essentially live in the office. He's unlikely to come out.
In the office. Well, I suppose it is a religious office, so it makes sense.
now I'm starting to feel like Fancy. Like, why did we have to arrive in the middle of Fanatic Week? Like, can we? Oh,
Maybe this happens more often than you think.
yeah, I suppose maybe every week is Fanatic Week.
But good news is that there's no one in his house, so
It's true.
you can go there and hang out.
Yeah, let's go to his house. I like that idea.
Well, if you really actually visited his place, he probably
So
doesn't.
all they basically did was go in and ask, so where does he live? And he was like, oh, right over there. And then that's how he earned his 100 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Yes, but you won't find him there. He's on a 2-week meditative, retreat.
Like, I don't care, I got paid.
Does our fine individual know where, is he, completely isolated from, visitors? Like, no one can, access him during this, 2 weeks?
Well, he wasn't paid to find out exactly that, but yes, it sounded like that from the answers to his questions, at least.
2 whole weeks. It's a long time to wait.
Then again, he didn't really ask whether he could speak to that Granath person, because that would be somewhat counterproductive to his task. He doesn't really think that there should be any difficulty trying to talk to someone who's as low rank as Granath is.
And he's expecting a message after all.
But not from
Probably
us.
has already got it. Alright.
Alright, well, let's go and invade his home. That sounds like a good idea.
I don't like thinking about like Fancy's character. Like,
See. You say good idea.
You know what would be fun? Home invasion.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how well she would accept that. So-
By day, we frolic with the children. By night, we break into people's homes.
We don't want to break in. We
I mean, we
want
could
to,
go
you know,
talk to
make
him.
sure that it's clean. Right, Fonzie?
You know, we thought we saw something happening inside his
Oh,
house.
oh,
We
oh, I
went
like the
inside to make
packaging.
sure.
We're going in to clean his house for him, so
Yeah.
that whenever he like comes out of meditation, he doesn't have to worry about it.
Forgot
Exactly.
something on the stove, and we need to.
Also,
get
he
in
did
there.
try to murder us, or have us murdered a few times. So
Well, yeah.
I think some action is justified.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. I don't know about camping in there for 2 weeks, but
Yeah, just go through the
imagine
place
that's
at
what we
least.
do. We just live there now, have like a party.
When he comes home, he's like, "Oh, hello! Oh, hello!"
We gotta clean up before he comes home. He'll never let us stay over again. House sitting.
good day. Ah, shit.
Oh, this won't
way-
do.
Is his place like in a very public place, or is it actually possible to kind of sneak in through a back alley or something?
His home, first of all, is kind of close to the office. It would be in a place where you could conceivably enter like a back alley and find a time where you're unobserved. The house itself, pretty damn modest. Basically what a normal worker would have. Of course, it's probably his very own house, which not many of the workers can say, but it's still nothing fancy.
Alright. Let's go and have a look.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Alright, how do you enter the house? I can tell you the front door is locked.
I can open it with magics.
We may not want to enter the front door, though.
If we will see us walking in the back door, we are super suspicious, right?
I mean, I can
No,
walk up.
we might be servants.
I
How
can
could we
walk
be
up,
suspicious?
knock on the door, use my spell to open the door, and then just enter. And be like, "Oh, they knocked on the door, was let in."
I
Sure,
like it.
if
I
that's
like it,
possible.
yes.
Then we do that.
And what spell would that be?
That
That
would
opens a locked door.
be the wizard spell of. Hang on, because now I need to open all my books. But I think it's
Yes,
part of
it's-
prestidigitation.
Yeah, it's a cantrip. It's called knock. What that
Oh, yeah,
allows you to
that's
do
right.
is open like closed or sealed things. And depending on how you can choose to like try to open it quietly, or you could just try and like blast the fucking thing open and like shatter it.
This cantrip summons a magical servitor 3 or 4 times as big as your closed fist that swarms around the door and attempts to punch or push it open.
So very, very sneaky.
So pushing the locked door open is not going to work. It would destroy the door.
But
Let's
no,
not
wait,
go.
damn it! Necromancer doesn't have access to the mending cantrip. Shit.
I don't. It's true. That's the only one I don't have access to.
I got it. We're there on behalf of the Pedersen Construction Company. Because a freak storm hit and broke open Granath's door, and so then when the door breaks, we're gonna get a replacement door for him.
That's right.
Before we
Perfect.
go there, is there a back door by any chance?
Ederling,
or,
have this hammer.
The house does have a back door leading into the alley. The alley, kind of shadowy, less traversed than the main road, but not entirely like secret or lonely.
Okay, so let's focus on that door basically, because you know it's The smallest possibility to actually be seen.
Sure, we can do some skulking.
Oh, you're no fun.
I am totally with Grimmeth on this.
Just blow up the front door.
Yeah, and they'll be like, we're here to repair.
Yeah, it's all about the
Sounds like
packages.
absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
What are you really here to do? And Benji's like,
Well, the question
here to
is, the question
repair
is,
the
sir,
door.
the question is, sir, do you
Don't mind
care? And it's like, no, good.
You're clearly adventurers.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
You have a soul.
adventures, yeah.
That should be a profiling, sir, and I take offense to that.
Adventurers.
Surrounded.
I mean, it's not a lie that we do look like adventurers, and we probably also, as adventurers, have a bit of a reputation.
Fancy does not look like an adventurer. She doesn't even wear her armor normally.
Oh. I mean, you can
She has-
take and
Just
has
a
incredible-
multiracial party of people who look
freak.
diverse. That's,
A freak accident smashes his door open, sheep, and we're there to fix it.
fine.
Right.
It's one of those ads.
Let's get like a little like maintenance cart, you know, like have like a like.
Edderling has a hammer.
I'll take like a little maintenance cart and like hang out to like a little like advert or
Yeah.
like cover with like a tarp that says the Pedersen Construction Company.
Person, yes, yes.
Of construction's gone too far.
Extreme home makeovers.
We fixed your door with extreme home makeovers.
So,
Okay.
so there it goes. It breaks, and then a really short time later, like our cart like pulls up,
Mm-hmm.
and like the team assembles in like drab overalls and like other sort of like low quality equipment. Well, no, like low quality clothes, but high quality equipment. And we get to work. We replace the door, and then we stay there to ensure the efficacy of the door.
It's a real shitty door.
We will have Graham, Tut, and Tisk at the door's construction. Be like, oh, this is very. So everyone can
We're
hear
on a
them.
timetable here.
If only we had actually befriended Eric Pedersen so that this could be
If
done easily.
Only we had that bartender character who also was a carpenter.
Damn
Here's the
it!
thing.
Fix
As a
all
player,
of
I like the idea, but as a character, I just can't justify it.
I mean, if you have another idea that is,
Well, I mean, even trying to pick the lock is actually, a bit
the
better.
only person who has any reasonable argument for picking a lock would be Demez. I think.
Do these things usually like open from the inside, or?
The doors usually open,
Like, could you?
like you push them inside the building and not out of the building.
You could always
Because
take
I
like a
think
board.
our elven friend here can get in there, right? Like looking through the window, and then poof, he's there.
Yeah, I think I can. tell.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
right? So
god!
if you could open it from the inside, or just open a window, and we can go through there or something. I mean, that would be. Maybe
Yeah,
nice.
if a key is not required, that could
This
possibly
is the real reason everyone hates high elves. Like, that son of a bitch teleported into my house.
We never do that, but sometimes. So yeah, while everybody else is looking through the front door, especially Fancy,
It opens like.
Gilgalad
Hello.
is gonna go through the window and open the door and say, "Oh, the
never-
back door was open."
I have played 13. I've never considered this.
All right. Sure, I'll allow that, but you do have to consider that High Blood Teleport being a once per battle means that you cannot use this ability during your next battle, because
Yes,
it will count as expended.
Exactly. Yes.
But, sure, you teleport in there and open the flimsy lock.
There we go. It's Enrican and Fancy are just like escalating into like some increasingly absurd thing. Graham's like scratching his beard. Door opens.
Graham has been with Gilgalad before. He's probably seen this trick like in some sort of underground dungeon thing,
Several
recovering like the scale of the first elven something or other.
Prince.
But that's no fun. She says like at the open door.
Well, we can blow up a door later.
Kramer sort of bring out his Gilgalad. So long. We didn't think you were home.
Come in.
Kramer walk in.
Fancy walks in with like a sour face, looking at Eric.
The inside of the building.
Eric is so disappointed. Nothing.
Nothing. The inside of the building is essentially separated into the two levels, with the lower level being a sort of kitchen and storage area, the upper level being the like living room and bedroom area. Both rather small, kind of enough to live in with one, maybe two people. The things that are immediately obvious are that it is dusty. There are kind of tracks from the door to the like kitchen areas and upstairs, but it doesn't look lived in really. As if someone occasionally visits and does things. There are reasonable stocks of food in the like pantry and such, but it doesn't really look like anyone actually properly lives in there. Also worth noting, in the bedroom, there's a double bed. There's like a nightstand next to each of them. One of them has a sort of vase with, at this point, very much wilted flowers in it. The other, really nothing, except a bit of dust. The entire building does seem to be big enough for two people, and everything seems to indicate that there have been two people in here at some point in the past, at least. There's two chairs next to the mini fireplace. There's two beds. The kitchen is larger than it would need to be for a single person. Things
Two
like that.
beds or a double bed?
A double bed.
Okay. That's an important detail.
Indeed.
So I suppose we look through everything, no?
Yes.
Privacy be damned.
Yep. Privacy.
Mhm.
We're
Looking
adventurers.
for
And
paintings
perhaps
they have on the walls, maybe a
Uh-huh.
forgotten logbook that details someone's fall into
Check.
madness, or
Check every wall, every
Yeah.
nook, every cranny, every floor plank.
Fancy feels so highly awkward. She's probably gonna go sit in like the solarium, or whether like there's gonna be like a meditation sort of like area here. As drab as it might look for the gray, just sit there and frown at like the religious iconography.
we'll be very careful with it. We won't like ransack everything. We'll be quiet and slow. I mean, he's going to be there for weeks, and if he does show up here, so much the better.
Yeah, he's gonna be gone for weeks. We don't need to hurry. We can just basically check literally everything.
Dust it off.
obviously
while we do
looking
it, you
for
know.
secret, rooms and stuff like that.
Clean his place while we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Well,
We're doing some good. I mean, it's not like it's going to make it more difficult to dust things off as we look at them.
If Sherlock Holmes has taught me anything, is that dust doesn't lie. You can
exactly. You
can get away. You can wash away dust, but you can't put it back. So any place that would be less dusty than something else is suspicious.
Well, the less dusty places, apart from the pathways kind of into the kitchen and up the stairs to one of the beds, are mostly the what's the word? Oh god. Some of the paintings hanging on the walls. They are not very fancy, kind of blending into the somewhat brownish colored walls, but they do seem to have been painted either by Granath or another person. There's a signature on the back, but it's so unreadable as artists are wont to do. Could be Granath, could be Petersbury, who knows. They seem to be cleaned off, at least more than the things that are not cleaned. There's like really not that much of actual possessions in the entire building. There's like a discarded pen below the bed, some writing utensils that are slowly starting to break apart from sheer time on the desk there.
What's
Books, sure, but books not written by presumably Granath.
What's on the paintings? What are the paintings of?
The paintings are mostly abstract sort of paintings of skies and landscapes. Not made by a master, but someone who was improving. The paintings each have a sort of timestamp on them, and as the years progress, the paintings do get better. Although the last timestamp is multiple decades in the past at this point.
Oh, but someone has just recently cleaned them off, or more recently anyway.
More recently, as in there's less dust than there's in other places.
Does it seem they have been purposefully cleaned off, or just like touched or moved?
It's more like someone, not really with water and like a mop or something, but someone just pushing off the dust with his hand, something like that. Something deliberate, but not really intense.
Melancholic, perhaps. All right. The flowers, how withered are we talking? Just like gone black?
Complete dust.
Okay. Food, then. Anything that's gone bad? Or does it seem to be in good stable of it?
The food, first of all, isn't really anything that would be very perishable in the first place. There's no fresh vegetables or even like things like potatoes. It's mostly salted, like jerky and such things that survive for a while. Bit of rice. Something that you could eat in an emergency, but something that is very deliberately put there to survive.
Trail rations.
Yeah.
Any sign of pests, like rats or mice, gone into it?
Into the food? No. The pantry does seem to be, rather the like shelves and cabinets and whatever the food is in, seems to have once been of high enough quality that it still has no holes that would really give many pests access. There are signs of the occasional animal in the house, as is to be expected, but if there were animals around, they probably prey on the other houses instead.
Any basement?
No. No obvious or hidden basement.
Looking at the dust, then, it seems like someone's entering here, but not sleeping here, rather staying here, just walking around, dusting things off for a little bit, then leaving. In short, it's a decoy house.
Yeah, pretty much. I really doubt he would keep any actual, papers of any importance or any clues for us to follow here.
Was there a back door to the house?
There's a back door leading into an alley, yes.
What's in the alley?
Not really much. Some stored like crates and barrels from the other houses. Some collected like detritus, although really not that much. It's basically just a smaller side street.
Is there like a sewer access or something?
There are regular sewer accesses all over the place, really. So there would be one in the alleyway as well. Although the entrance really is a small grate and not like a huge gate.
Does the place have a cellar?
No.
I don't think he's using it very much. Like, he probably doesn't have much of a reason to, come in separately.
It looks like he comes in here to be seen coming in here,
Exactly.
then hangs out a little bit, just sort of walking around looking at his old stuff, and then leaves again.
That's what I mean. So, does he teleport? Does he shape change? Or is there a secret passageway out of here?
I think he just, naturally comes here. And if he doesn't want to be seen, he probably shapeshifts.
I guess the next question then is, what do we do now? There was no clues in there.
Yeah,
Decoy.
He obviously either lives on his office or somewhere connected to the office that is not here. So...
Go talk to him, I suppose?
Is it meditation he won't?
They said he was low level, that they don't care about his meditation enough.
Like, really, though,
Also,
what do we
he's a
say?
human, right?
What do we say to him?
Hello, Granath. I hear you've been looking for us. He
And
probably
he
knows
says,
who we are.
And he says, I don't know who you are, please leave. Do we then
Well-
start fighting, or do we leave?
I don't know, repress him, I imagine.
Well,
Yeah,
he probably
most
has
likely.
guards and people, right? They can
I
throw us
don't
out.
think he has guards. He sounds like a pretty low-level functionary.
I mean, if one of the officials of the Grey gets bullied inside his own office in the middle of the Grey embassy, I would imagine that there would be a lot of guards swarming pretty soon.
Yeah, they would
Perhaps.
probably kick us out, but I don't think they would try to kill us, actually.
You might also
We-
freak out. We're there.
So we don't know what exactly might occur. What we do know is that, from our knowledge, this individual is looking for us, and a mercenary company connected to him had a religious artifact in their possession that they were going to deliver to him, and other people have collected religious artifacts and delivered them to this area. This man has been looking for us, and people we assume to be under his employ have been seeking to take us in, for some of us. Really all of us, because we were all mentioned in the first session, and or kill us. So with that in mind, like, this is the comfort of his home. If we're not interrupted here, and I figure we might as well just fucking like disappear in here, then and just do something to whoever might come in. He might not come in with a guard. He might just want to enter the sanctity of his home on his own after meditating, if he does come back here. And we have our words. And considering the threat he's posed to us, I think we can afford to be a little extreme in our response. If he says, like, no, I didn't do anything about this at all, we determine whether he's lying or not. And then we go from there.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, the safest option is basically to wait him out.
Yes.
2 weeks, though? That's a long time to just sit
Yeah,
around.
it is a long time, but
talking-
it is the best option, really.
I think so too, because talking to him in his office will probably get us nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't see what good could come of it.
You know, the reason why we have to like exhibit caution here is, as noted, is we don't know exactly how the icon itself doesn't have like any like positive, negative, or conflictive relationships towards any of us. But there are certainly individuals in the Order of Grey who have interest in this collection, and it's not as if the Order of the Grey has a very tolerant attitude towards other religions anyway, which 2 members of this party are.
Mm.
You know, Fancy concluded reasonably that companies working on behalf of the Grey have been sweeping the mountains and retrieving, you know, relics and religious, like, important, like, iconography, and, like, delivering them to a vault here in Coppergate for Granath and for the Order of the Grey. So because clearly he or individuals in his employ are looking for us, perhaps because his superiors are looking for us, I think it's useful to fucking wave at him and say, "Hi, what's up? We're here. Here's the ring you're looking for."
Yeah.
Just doesn't seem like... I don't
I
think,
don't
like...
think the whole Grey, you know, the whole organization is involved into this. I think it's a lot more localized and around him, basically.
From what we were told, I'm looking up on notes here. It reads as following. This might be some of my own conjecture here, so take it with a grain of salt, but I have this written about him. Granath is a Grey bureaucrat from the Order of Grey. He's more than he seems. Officially, he has a nice but boring facade. Underneath, he is part of an independent element in the Grey, an extremist faction corrupting the Order from within, changing politics to their liking. He is in charge of their Apothecarius, a Grey Order thug and messenger of sorts, Warak in this
Yep.
case. He has organized. He was organizing the court against us and used us for his own ambitions more than once. We don't have his race for sure, but you said he was human.
And possibly shapeshifter, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
He appears human, then, but can probably change shape at will. He might also be able to teleport.
Or you know, in the continuing, like, just like what if spiral, Granath might have been replaced by a face dancer. And
Oh yes, the doppelganger. It is
Yeah, from
useless to
this-
resist and all that.
But no, like considering how he has appeared in the first session, it stands to reason that we would have immense interest in having a chat with him. And if that means staying here, because it's going to be difficult to constantly go in and out of the house, I think. Or eventually we're going to attract some attention from someone who's going to be like, who is Granath having over? Oh, Granath's in meditation? Ah. Is he going to has
Vagrants.
company? Yeah, vagrants, basically.
No, we
Some
could,
adventurers
you know, we could stay in an inn for about a week and a few days and then come back. You know, a few days before we expect him to return, so we don't have to stay a full 2 weeks in his house. Could do that.